Whoa! Calm down.
He's my good boy.
Hey, clodhoppers. Had a what do you want to call it? What kind of morning?
Bittersweet.
Yeah. We had to put down one of our dogs who was a little aggressive. Got out a couple times and went over to the neighbors. So.
This is my first dog, all of my own. After I moved into this property, I got Trigger because he was going to be kind of like a guard dog for me. We've mentioned before that after I purchased the property, a lawnmower was stolen, and you could tell just based on the evidence that the thieves intended to come back to get the rest of it, the attachments and stuff that went with it. So it was just some peace of mind for me to have a dog to keep me company on the property and to guard the place, because that was before we even were engaged. Yeah, so he was a really good dog. He was a pit bull, and we were hoping to have a different kind of a video for this because one of our viewers actually asked, why do you keep a pit bull around chickens and a little baby? And we did have some people that had some concern about that. Part of the reason he became so aggressive is because I put him in a kennel cage for a while. Well, I say a while, for a substantial amount of time, because he was a chicken killer. He would, we had more than one massacre of chickens, and I just couldn't have that on the property, so I had to put him in a kennel cage during the day while the chickens were out free ranging, and then I'd let him out to play with him and love on him whenever, in the evening whenever I was home. But it was just too much isolation for him, especially as a pit bull. And so he was great with us. We never had any problems with him and our son. In fact, the Great Pyrenees, that's like a quarter boxer, has actually knocked Malachi over
More times than Trigger.
Yeah. Trigger's always known, these are my people. I be careful with them. In fact, whenever we neutered him, he was a little bit older, and because he was older, he knew to chew at it, and he took it off early. So we actually had to doctor him for that, so that he wouldn't have a big infection. And he said it hurt a lot, but he knew we were trying to help us, and so he didn't bite us because he had that control, because he knew these are my people, they're just trying to help. So he was a really great dog, and a great guard dog as well. And he was tons of fun. That's part of why I like pit bulls, because they're like constant teenagers until they get about 2 or 3, and then they become old men all of a sudden.
And he also had some pretty blue eyes.
Yeah, that's why when I saw that Craigslist post, I was like, this is the puppy for me, because he just had these ice blue eyes. But even with all of that, and as much as it broke our hearts to have to do it, because he was getting on the neighbor's property, admittedly, twice was our fault because we forgot to close the gate all the way when we let them out at night. But the third time he got out
on his own.
Yeah. And it's not fair for our neighbors or the visitors to our neighbor's property to have to deal with that. No one should have to be afraid of someone else's dog on their own property. Now, if our neighbor was here, that makes total sense, and he's like, there's every right for that, but it shouldn't happen on the neighbor's property. So we considered our options. In fact, because of everything everybody had said over time, especially after the first chicken killing, because they say once a dog tastes blood, it's probably going to stay a chicken killer. But I just couldn't. I couldn't let him go. I couldn't shoot him at the time, and I didn't want to give him away to anybody. We were his people, and he was our dog.
Yeah.
And then this time, because he had become more aggressive with strangers,
It made more sense to put him down than to try to give him to someone and then they have an issue with him later down the road. So.
Because we would have felt equally as bad if somebody else got injured because we couldn't take care of the situation.
Yep.
So I'm very proud of Justin. This was his first time to have to put down an animal, and it makes it even harder when the animal's not sick.
Yep.
Because you're not putting the animal out of its misery, but it was the situation that we had to do, and that's the only reason we did it, is because we had to. But Justin steeled his nerves, and he took a good clean shot. Trigger didn't feel any pain. It was instantaneous.
Yep.
It only took one shot, and so I was very proud of Justin with the way he handled it, both physically and emotionally. And we're dried now, but I had to stay in the car one night and cry for a bit because this has been 2 days coming. We found out about it Saturday morning, and it's now Monday morning. So sometimes it takes time to let go
Of things.
when you don't.
Especially animals that you've come to enjoy and love. So sorry for a more somber video, but we felt like we needed to let you guys know and why in future videos he's not around. So. You have a good day.
Trigger, come here. Trigger, Cole. Come here, buddy.
Cole. Trigger, come here. Hey, Cole.
Boys, no fighting on Mama's lap.
Especially with Malachi there.
You gonna pet Trigger?
Like, hey, come on, pet.
Okay, we're about to go outside. Well, back outside for the morning. And look who's here to greet us. Trigger and Nala. How about that, Mr. Malachi? Woo! Okay, back up, pup. Alright, so first of all this morning, we went ahead and walked out to the barn here on the Kooker Gehoofd. By the way, Gehoofd is German for farmstead or homestead, and my husband loves pretty much anything German because that's his primary heritage. So, since our ideal for our property is homesteading, we figured Gehoofd would be a perfect blend of the two. Now, y'all two be nice. Behave. Even the doggies like the compost pit on the rare times they get to come back here. What you thinking, Trigger? You like that stuff? Let's add more to it. Oh look, we got sweet potato coming up again. Sweet potato loves the compost pit. We have learned that for sure. I threw in the loofah that was left over from the loofah harvesting video. And of course the leftover coffee grounds and banana peels, apple cores from work. Maybe she's not gonna get him. She climbed up in the tree and was slowly swishing her tail in a way that indicated she was gonna get the dog. Ooh, look how feisty she is right now. You think you can get her from there, Trigger?
He likes to play. He is a good guard dog. He's a good dog. We know what his boundaries are. He knows what his boundaries are, even though he likes to push them. So.
Where's Trigger? Trigger! Y'all being good boys? Were you playing with the doggies? Trigger!
Hey Cloud Hoppers, thanks for watching the video. Push the thumbs up to like the video. Also hit that subscribe button, also the bell, so that you can get notifications when our videos come out.
Check us out on our social media pages too. We have Facebook and Pinterest, and soon we'll have Instagram. The links are below. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Good job.